Hey everybody, this is your dog BT, and today we're going to be talking about some characters with the most insane plot armor, whether it's from a movie, game, or anime. Let's get straight to it. First off, let's talk about who Lara Croft is. Lara Croft, the star of the Tomb Raider series, is a British archaeologist, adventurer, and an all-around badass. She made her debut back in 1996 and has been stapled in the gaming world ever since. With her signature dual pistols, acrobatic moves, and sharp intellect, she's become a symbol of strength and resilience. Lara was born into a wealth and privilege, but her life took a dramatic turn when her parents died in a plane crash when she was young. This tragedy set her on a path of adventure and discovery. Instead of following in her family aristocratic footsteps, she decided to become an archaeologist, traveling the world in search of ancient artifacts and hidden tombs. Her relentless pursuit of knowledge and her fearless attitude defined her character. Now, when it comes to Lara Croft, plot armor is definitely in play. I mean, she is the protagonist of her own story. Without Lara Croft, there is no Tomb Raider. But let's just think about it. She survives collapsing tombs, deadly traps, wild animals, and even supernatural entities. Yet, she always manages to come out on top. This is the part of what makes her so thrilling to watch and play. You never know what challenge she's going to face next, but you can bet that she can somehow make it through. But let's break down some of the specific examples that she has survived. A good example can be the collapsing tombs and ruins, in which she often finds herself in ancient structures that are falling apart. Despite the crumbling ceilings, collapsing floors, and deadly traps, she always manages to escape just in the nick of time. Realistically, anyone else would likely be crushed or trapped, but Lara's plot armor ensures she survives. Her other one is the combat situation she goes through. When she's up against heavily armed mercenaries, wild animals, or supernatural foes, Lara always seems to have the upper hand. She takes on dozens of enemies single-handedly, often with limited resources, and comes out with barely a scratch. Her combat prowess is exceptional, but there is always a level of invisibility that comes from her plot armor. Another one can be the extreme environment she goes through. Now, Lara traverses some of the most hostile environments on the planet: snowy mountains, dense jungles, arid deserts, and deep oceans. These places are fraught with natural dangers like avalanches, quicksand, and shark-infested waters. While her survival skills are top-notch, the reality is that her plot armor helps her endure conditions that will overwhelm even the most prepared adventurer. Another one, which like the majority of her plot armor, is the supernatural elements that be happening around her adventures. In many of her adventures, she has encountered supernatural forces and ancient curses. From undead warriors to mythical beasts, she faces threats that go beyond the natural world. While these elements add excitement and mystic to her stories, they also highlight the extent of her plot armor. Surviving encounters with beings that defy reality underscores her protected status as the protagonist. First, let's talk about Nathan Drake. Okay, Nate Drake is the star of the Uncharted series, which first hit the gaming scene in 2007. He's a charming, quick-witted adventurer with a knack for finding ancient treasures and getting into trouble. Nathan claims to be a descendant of Sir Francis Drake, and whether or not that's true, it certainly adds to his legend. Drake's life is filled with adventure from a young age. He grew up in an orphanage after losing his mother and being abandoned by his father. He and his brother Sam ran away, leading to a life of exploration and treasure hunting. Throughout his journeys, Nate is driven by his love for history and the thrill of the hunt, often finding himself in life-threatening situations that require more than just luck to survive. For his plot armor, when it comes to Nathan Drake, it is a very significant factor in his story. Think about all the near-death experiences he has had: collapsing buildings, plane crashes, shootouts with heavily armed enemies, and navigating treacherous terrain. Despite these incredibly dangerous situations, Nate always manages to come out on top. This is part of what makes the Uncharted series so thrilling to play. You never know what insane challenge Nate is gonna face next, but you can bet he will somehow survive. Now let us break down some specific examples he has done. I could say the catastrophic building collapses. In nearly every game, whether it's Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4, Nathan finds himself in ancient ruins or buildings that are always falling apart. Despite the crumbling walls, ceilings, and floors, he always manages to find a way out just in time. Realistically, anyone else would likely be crushed or trapped, but Nate's plot armor ensures his survival as always. The high octane combat, that's the second one. Whether he's up against a wave of mercenaries, pirates, or other treasure hunters, Nate always comes out on top. He often faces overwhelming odds with limited ammunition and resources, yet he always manages to defeat his enemies and keep on going. His combat skills are exceptional, but there's a level of invincibility that comes from his plot armor. Another one is his death-defying stunts. Now, Nate performs stunts that would make even the bravest stuntman think twice. From jumping between moving vehicles to climbing crumbling cliffs, his physical feats are nothing short of miraculous. His ability to survive these stunts is clear indication of his armor at work.